Hello book lovers and welcome to Book Talk Radio Club. My name is Claire Perkins and today I'm talking to author Cathy Ringler. Cathy Ringler is a cowgirl, storyteller and retired teacher who lives at the foot of the beautiful Beartooth Mountains in Wyoming. Her first book, Maya's Dream, tells the story of 14-year-old Maya who's struggling at school and wants the perfect horse that will win every time so the rodeo kids will notice her in a good way and maybe even like her. However, Maya's hope is shattered when her dream turns out to be a stubborn paint mare who has no interest in running, much less winning a barrel race. Hi Cathy, first of all welcome and thank you for coming on Book Talk Radio Club.
Well, thank you for inviting me, Claire.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Cathy, you live at the foot of the Beartooth Mountains in Wyoming, cowboy country. I know it well. In a previous existence, I worked for a tour wholesaler, marketing and promoting their ranch and adventure holidays. I know I did some riding up in the wilderness there. It's breathtaking scenery. I guess as a cowgirl yourself, it made it easier to write Maya's Dream.
It certainly did. Some of the scenes, like when Maya and Jake are gathering cattle to bring them down to the ranch, or some of the barrel racing scenes, would have been really difficult to write unless you'd actually lived them.
Yeah, I bet. So who is Maya? Tell me about her.
Maya is an overweight 8th grader, and she lacks self-confidence. She's not on the lowest rung of the social ladder, but she could probably reach down and touch it with her toe. She just wants to get through. She just wants to be, kind of nameless. But, on the other hand, she loves her dog. She's very loyal. She's artistic. And when push comes to shove, she's very courageous.
Why the name Maya Skippingbird, a.k.a. Mega Maya, sounds like a Native American name. I know the Crow tribe were in the Beartooth Mountains. Is this where it came from?
It is a Native American name, and let me tell you the story behind that. I taught at a rural school, 2 rooms, for about 26 years. And a family of Native Americans came and registered their kids. And they were either Arapaho or Shoshone, Eastern Shoshone. I'm not sure which, it's been so long ago.
Yeah.
Well, the family didn't stay very long, only long enough for me to get acquainted with my Maya and Jake and knew that someday I'd write a story about them.
Maya wants the perfect horse that will win every time so the rodeo kids will notice her in a good way and maybe even like her. However, Maya's hope is shattered when her dream horse turns out to be a stubborn paint mare who has no interest in running, much less winning a barrel race. For listeners that don't know, what is a paint mare and how does a barrel race work?
Well, a paint can be either a color or a breed. In this case, it's a color. And it's a white horse with patches of a darker color, like a white horse with patches of black or brown or bay, large spots. And a mare's a girl. And a barrel race is a timed event. And the rider and the horse enter the arena at full speed. And they have to turn 3 barrels in a clover leaf pattern. Think a big triangle.
Right.
Well, yeah, the horse has got to be fast and agile and smart. And the rider has to be fearless. But the most important thing in a barrel race is that to post a winning score, the rider and the horse have got to be completely in sync. They have to be a team. They have to know what each other is thinking before they even think it.
Right. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Behind the story of a teenage girl and her desire to be liked and accepted by her peers, there's more going on behind the scenes, isn't there? It's a story of friendships and bullying. Who's the victim of the bully and who's the bully?
The victim is a girl named Abigail. She and her grandma move in the middle of the year, and they're struggling economically. And so Abigail does not have the right clothes, the right hair, the right glasses. And the first day of school, she gets off on the wrong foot, and Maya has to rescue her the second day. Now, the bully is named Skylar, and she is the exact opposite of Abigail. She has all the advantages. She has been there for long enough to be entrenched at the top of the social ladder. She has wealthy parents, so she's got the nails, the clothes, the gadgets. The boyfriend, she has everything except for empathy.
Maya's Dream is at times a heartbreaking portrait of a sensitive teenage girl as she deals with insecurity, embarrassment, failure, and hope and success. Why did you decide to go down this route when writing your book?
My family family moved around quite a bit when I was growing up. So I understood what it was like to come in the middle of the school year, in middle school, and be on the periphery, not to really fit in.
Right.
And then later I taught for 30 years, and learning disabilities was a big part of my teaching. And those kids, I had so much respect for them. They would have a social problem, but they'd get back up and they'd dust themselves off and they'd jump back into the fray. So I wanted to be a voice. I wanted to be a voice for that 21% of kids that are overweight or obese, or the kids that don't fit in. Because I want them to know that it's easier to go upstairs when you get home from school and hide behind your phone. But if you have a dream and one good friend, you can accomplish just about anything.
What age group is Maya's Dream aimed at?
It was written for middle grade kids, so from 10 to 15-ish. But, the interesting thing is, a lot of my audience has been parents and grandparents, and they've come back to me and said, wow, thanks for writing that book. I understand the challenges the kids are in this day and age now.
I see you're already receiving some lovely reviews, including, this is an awesome book for not only young people, but adults as well, which is what you just said. And this is a great book. It deals with real-life issues that kids face today, a must-read. Tell me, Cathy, what was the best moment for you, the first review or the first sale, and why?
Well, they were both great, but I have to tell you what the very best moment was for me. I was at the Bighorn Arts. There was a local bookstore had a booth and was selling books, and mine included. And I was in the storytelling tent waiting for my turn to go on. And the cutest little girl in blue jeans and braids came up to me, clutching Maya's Dream to her chest, and she said to me, Mrs. Ringler, thank you for writing this book for me. And that made everything worthwhile.
Oh, how lovely. That's so nice. The front cover is lovely. Did you design it or did you hire someone?
That is laughable. I can't even draw a stick figure. My publisher, Patricia Landy, hired Deanna Estes of Lotus Design, and she did a fabulous job. She would send me a prototype, and I would look at it and say, Deanna, can you change the bridle? Or the horse's ear isn't quite right? Or can we look at the horse's nose again? And she was so flexible and willing to change until we had something that we were both satisfied with.
And tell us what the front cover is like. Can you describe it?
Sure. There is Maya, kind of on her hands and knees, and she's looking up at Dream, giving Dream a little kiss on the nose, because every little girl kisses their horse, and that soft spot on their nose. And Dream has her ears pricked looking at Maya like Maya's her favorite person in the whole world.
You were winner of the 2016 Young Adult Wyoming Writers Award, two-time winner of the Gib Mathers Journalistic Writing Award, and recipient of the 2019 Western Horizon Award. Wow, congratulations. Tell me about these awards.
The Wyoming Writers Young Authors Award was what got me started on the whole thing. After I won the contest, the judge wrote me this wonderful handwritten note and said, Cathy, this short story has potential to be a book. Why don't you write it? So I did. Gib Mathers is in honor of a journalist who was a great man, a great wordsmith, and he actually died of hypothermia in the Shoshone wilderness. And so they have a contest to honor him, and that's why I enter. It's hard, though, because journalistic writing is a lot different than narrative writing, so it's really a stretch. And the Horizon Award was just for my first major publication.
Oh, that's wonderful. You must be very proud.
I am, thank you.
You taught writing workshops at the Clark School, and you're a circuit reader for your local library. I have to ask, what is a circuit reader? I don't think we have that in the UK.
Well, if you understand the Old West, there used to be circuit preachers. And because there wasn't enough preachers, they would go from church to church on horseback and make a big circuit. So in Cody, what the librarian has done is she's organized a group of volunteers who go out to different preschools with their books and literacy activities and get kids excited and engaged from a very young age. And
do you go on your horse?
No, that would be fun. But I don't know if I could carry on my rhythm, sticks, and sensory activities on the back of a horse.
What's next for Cathy Ringler on the writing front?
writing the sequel to Maya's Dream, and it's going to be about her best friend, Jake Running Deer. Now, Jake, he's athletic and smart and kind and everything that a mother would want her daughter to bring home. But an event happens early in the book, and Jake gets afraid. He becomes fearful. And you know how your fears are your own? And even though everyone tells him, Jake, you need to get over this, he can't. He can't conquer those until the climax of the book when he finally figures out how.
Last of all, where can readers purchase Maya's Dream?
Well, you can purchase it at my website, CathyRingler.com, or any of the big outlets like Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Ingram Sparks, or come to Cody, and on Main Street there's the Custom Cowboy Shop, and you can get a personalized book from Julie.
Okay, fine. You pay for my airfare and I'll come along.
Yeah, all right.
All right, thank you, Cathy. Please come back on Book Talk Radio Club when you publish your next book. I'd love to chat with you and hear more. In the meantime, good luck for the future, and thank you, everyone, for listening to Book Talk Radio Club. Thank you, Cathy.
Thanks, Claire. Bye-bye.
Bye.